Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Fun Show here at Big TV. This is the August 14th edition of the Fun Show. We're all here around the table. Part of Michael is wandering the streets of Laredo, Texas at the present time, but he's doing it along the keyboard of the Kira keyboard. I'm Arch O'Reilly. You can't get rid of me. And Susan Harrington is sitting between us. We've just been discussing 6-word memoirs.
And very volubly, I might add.
Volubly?
Yes.
And what exactly does that mean?
Well, she's talking about it in a very affectionate fashion.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay?
Yes,
She likes this.
Seemed quite interesting.
topic.
It's a wonderful book here that Susan has brought in. The Best Advice in 6 Words by Larry Smith.
Okay.
That's funny to me because all Larry Smith means to me was an old-time tight end with the St. Louis Cardinals football team. You know, so that,
I like.
and he was my high school soccer coach.
Oh,
He was like 6'6".
wow.
I was 4'6". Yes, sir.
I kind of miss the fact that Will Falk is going to be out of the game, Mr. Will Falk.
Yeah, Vince.
You mean of the game altogether?
Yeah.
Because what is it? They brought him. He came back and they gave him a one-day.
A
They gave
one-day
him-
contract.
this is an interesting little thing that they do.
Yeah.
They sign you a contract so you can retire as a member of that team.
Yeah.
And Belichick said he was the best defensive lineman he ever coached, which was he was an endearing character. He really
Yeah,
was. But it
everybody
shows
liked-
you what the Patriots will do. They absolutely loved this guy.
But they wouldn't pay him.
But it wasn't that. When he went over the crest of the hill,
Yeah.
they were saying, okay, you were great for 11 years. You're not great anymore. So he went to a different team,
And he got
and he
them.
wasn't great.
Yeah.
but he's an endearing character. He'll
Yeah.
be in the Patriots Hall of Fame in very short order.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a sad couple of days in America.
Not.
In part,
Oh, go ahead.
in part because of the Klan and the Nazis and the white supremacists and etc. who descended on the quiet and peaceful town of Charlottesville, Virginia, which is the home both of the University of Virginia and the one-time home of Thomas Jefferson, marching through the college campus with tiki torches from Bed Bath and Beyond, very reminiscent and intentionally reminiscent of the Nazis in, way back when, they had those big torchlight parades
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Nuremberg and things
Yeah.
like that. And so it ends up with some 20-year-old idiot from, I forget now, Ohio, I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
From Ohio.
who decides to crash his car into a crowd of people,
Kills a woman.
causing much heartbreak and things. And I don't understand why he wasn't dragged out of the car and beaten to death.
Yeah,
myself. I really don't
But wasn't it that
understand.
he backed up so fast they couldn't?
Well, I don't know. I keep watching the tape and saying, wasn't there a chance to haul him out of there? But I guess everybody was shocked, which
Yeah.
is quite appropriate. And it took the current occupant of the White House, Chancellor Trump, 2 days for the combined efforts of all his rational advisors to get him to come out and condemn Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan and hate groups and hate and violence in America. It took him 2 days.
2 days.
And I can just imagine what was going on in the White House where Kelly and other presumably more rational people in his administration were telling him he had to do it, and Bannon and Miller and Gorka were saying, hell no, those are our people. You can't condemn our people. These are the people who put you in the White House. As at least one Republican congressman said, you want to investigate what went wrong in Chancellorsville? You don't need a committee, you need a mirror. because the problem starts right with you. There is, and unfortunately, there's the possibility of a similar situation in Boston this coming Saturday.
Yeah. The
As there
mayor
is a
says,
group
the mayor
called
says no.
Free Speech,
Yeah.
and they claim that they're not in any way associated with the Chancellorsville people, Charlottesville
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
There's
Well,
too many C towns in Virginia. It just confuses me. But of course, it looks like everybody's pretty prepared. And it did warm my heart to see Charlie Baker standing shoulder to shoulder with the mayor and the chief of police. And
Well,
Sort of, metaphorically.
metaphorically. Oh.
well, maybe the mayor was on a step or something. But I mean, saying all
Yeah.
the right things, saying all the things
And he said
that a
he-
good Democrat would
Yeah.
say, you know.
And he said he didn't want to call it an anti-whatever. He wanted to call it a unity walk. So
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
positive.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, one phrase that hasn't endeared itself to anybody is anti-fascist movement. You know,
How come?
but-
How come the Patriots had to buy 2 of those great big planes?
Huh?
Didn't you see in the paper the Patriots bought these 2 great big jets, brand new?
Because the team is large and the people on the team are large.
They said one was a standby.
Yeah.
Well, I
They
think
can afford it.
I think the team probably takes more than one jet to.
Well, they pulled all the chairs
there.
out. They pulled all the seats out.
and they're all first-class seats.
Yeah, but I mean, they pulled all the seats out because
Yeah.
you got big people and long legs, so that they could be more comfortable. So there's no such, like you said, there's no such thing
Right,
as
they're going to be
coach.
super comfortable, and interestingly, they're the first NFL team to do it.
Yeah, because the
And
Pistons had one years ago.
Jerry Jones must be kicking himself. You know,
I know. Surprised he didn't think of
Say,
it.
I got the biggest video screen in the league, but I don't have a jet. You know, I'm unhappy.
Now they said there's what I couldn't see from what they showed on TV. They said there's 5 rings. Did they mean replicas of the rings from your hand, or 5, circular, as in rings on the fin of the plane?
On the tail,
Tail, yeah.
it's not the rings; it's the Lombardi trophies.
Oh, okay.
And they've also carefully designed it so there's, even as it stands now, there's room for 2 more.
Hot dog.
Ah, okay. All
A
right.
little
Yeah,
positivity,
there
right?
you go.
You know, we only have 5.
What else you got?
Well, but Belichick has 7.
Yeah, 2 with the gents.
Yeah.
The gents.
So.
Well, okay. Here's a interesting thing. Somebody put up a website called Yes, You Are a Racist. And they're putting up all the pictures of the racists in Charlottesville online. And they're asking anybody who recognizes any of them to send them their social media contacts, like their Facebook page
In other
or
words, to out them.
that kind of stuff, and that they're going to expose them. And so, right off the bat, one of the first person they exposed turned out to have a job at a restaurant in California, and he was fired. He hadn't even gotten back to California, and he was fired. There was a kid from North Dakota whose family, unanimously, his entire family went on social media and said, he's no longer welcome in our family. He's not welcome to come home. He can't even pick up his clothes. We want nothing to do with it. So far, one Nazi has lost his job and one Nazi has lost his home, which is kind of nice. Now, last week I was lamenting the fact that with Chancellor Trump prodding Kim Jong-un and putting the whole world at risk for nuclear annihilation, needlessly, senselessly, like any 12-year-old schoolyard bully that he is. And it really depressed me that during that period of time, his favorability ratings actually went up. Now, just to be sure, they rose to an astronomically high 37%. But the fact that they went up while he was threatening us all with destruction, I am pleased to say that as of the moment, his ratings are the lowest they have ever been. 34%.
He hasn't even been in office, what, 6 months? Well,
7 or 8 months.
Yeah.
But do you realize that Richard Nixon resigned with higher favorability ratings than Donald Trump has now?
Good. That's interesting.
Which is cool. What you got, my friend?
Why is I so much about this Jeff Flake, the senator from Republican senator from Arizona, on his new book, The Conscience of a Conservative.
Well, the funny thing about that is he stole the title from Barry Goldwater.
I know he did, yeah, but worse for me.
It begins with plagiarism. That's where it
But then
begins.
he makes himself out to be somebody who's above the party, so to speak, and he has voted in favor of everything that Trump wanted, right?
Yeah.
And I just don't understand why he thinks he is who he is as a result of all this,
Well, I can have you answer your own question.
Okay.
Please pronounce his last name again.
Flake.
I rest my
Ba-dum-bum.
case.
All right, I didn't want to say that. Okay, I don't want to. Okay.
But I got you to.
Yeah, you got me too.
he is truly.
I made you say it.
Flake.
He's up
Okay.
for re-election.
So you started talking about Kim Jong-un and President Trump, and all of a sudden, all these other people are leaking to the press that nothing will happen, everything is okay, and don't worry about it.
Well, they're not leaking. They're coming out and making statements.
Well,
we can't call every piece of public information a leak.
Well, people from the intelligence and the organizations, they don't give their names generally.
Well, they're being trotted out. The governor of Guam came out and said, we're sleeping comfortably in Guam, and
Hawaii.
They have to trot all these people out to try to ameliorate some of the damage that the orange jackass in the White House has been doing.
Okay,
You
you always make fun about me and casinos, and the thing that bothers me.
Have you gone to any of our casinos lately?
No, I haven't been to any of them, but I read about Suffolk Downs. They've had horse track racing there
Yes.
Yeah.
again.
Oh.
Well, the funny thing is, the day they didn't get the casino, they canceled racing and they put it to an end. And now they've figured out that they're not getting the casino, and all of a sudden racing's back.
Oh, okay.
What bothers me is that tax that goes for the prizes for the horses that we didn't have anything to do with.
What do you mean we didn't have anything to do
Well,
with?
DeLeo.
No. We voted that tax years ago.
For the horses?
Yes, years ago.
Yeah.
To keep the racing industry going. That was actually
I didn't vote for that.
well. There's lots of things we didn't vote for. We didn't vote for Trump.
There you go.
All right, okay.
But no, that was actually a referendum. I think it's kind of silly, but it's a referendum.
But
No,
there's
it
no more
isn't yet. It's
Greyhound
not
racing,
yet.
right?
I don't think there's any Greyhound racing. No, in fact, didn't we outlaw Greyhound racing? I think we did
But
by
Yeah, we
referendum.
did.
I mean, the state.
The state outlawed Greyhound
But
Right,
it's
racing.
there's still
yeah.
somewhere.
Oh, and there's Greyhound racing
Okay.
in other
And,
parts of
yeah,
the
and in Brookline, I've seen more greyhounds, people walking around with
Because
them.
They adopted
They're
them all.
adopted.
Yeah, I know.
Because I saw something on TV where, with the dog is talking, and he's saying things about, well, I used to run around and this, and this, but now I'm in. He's in a chair, and he says, I just lay around these days.
I'm a
right?
dog of leisure.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
And it's about adopting a greyhound.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if we don't have it anymore here, where are people getting them
They're
from?
nice dogs.
Yeah, no, but where are they getting them from? So there must be
Well, I
other
don't know.
states.
Maybe the breeders are still breeding. Who knows?
well, I guess we have to
Well, we don't
don't
have
have to
to,
do
but
this.
we could.
look.
No, we could.
Look. Okay, I'm looking. What am I looking at?
7:15.
I'm looking at the rolling clock on
We should
our
actually
monitor.
converse about other things.
Okay.
Michael, you're destroying the mystery of television here.
It is a mystery.
It's a mystery to you.
Yeah, I don't even like it. Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Big TV Unrehearsed Thespian Society's presentation for today. We have actually reached into the mid-range depths of the vault for this one. We're going back to 2006 when we were having one of our numerous energy crises that were going on. And let's see, in 2006, who was that? Was that Bill? No.
George.
Was that George H.W.?
George W.
George
Yeah.
H.W.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
So it's entitled Energetic
Okay.
Action. Okay, enough about gas prices.
Easy for you.
You take a bus to work.
Oh, stop whining.
I don't bicycle much.
President loves him.
Does he have a favorite bike?
Sure does. It's the one he keeps in the limo's trunk.
Or takes it on Air Force One.
Is this all about conserving?
You started it.
Well, I liked what Oliphant's cartoon today.
Who's he?
Well, what do you do on that bus?
I read a newspaper.
The editorial page?
No, too many words.
There's always a political cartoon on that page.
So what?
Makes fun of some issue.
Why?
It's a commentary.
Yeah?
People are concerned.
Since when?
His cartoon showed many people bicycling.
That's very, very funny.
Not really hysterical.
Two bicyclists are talking.
You know it's only a drawing.
China has a new energy policy, one says,
They're selling us their bikes.
and buying cars.
Yeah, that really kills me.
You don't get it.
Why would they sell us secondhand bikes?
Satire, surely you know that.
Well, they any good to drive on?
Yeah, get real.
He means it.
Well, are they?
I give up.
He knows better.
It's about a road race, right?
I guess.
You're giving up?
Well, there's no belly laugh there.
The guy was making a point visually.
Look, you'll never see tons of bicyclists.
What if there's a gas shortage?
Then we'll just use that sugarcane stuff.
Ethanol?
Yeah, sure. But you know that's a joke.
You never know.
This is America, pal.
And we've got plenty of coal.
Sure, Messerschmitts flew on it.
World War II, Nazis refined it for petrol.
Yeah, you mean gas.
Coal pollutes.
Well, it's better than bicycling.
Bad for our environment.
Well, buses have to run on something.
Natural gas, diesel.
What about the old Stanley steamer?
That's true.
And coal-burning locomotives?
Smoke can poison you.
This is 2006, isn't it?
American ingenuity can help.
So we stop importing foreign oil.
So we import Chinese bicycles.
I still don't find that humorous.
It's whimsical, Joe.
He doesn't know what that means.
Wise guy.
There's electric power.
You just keep changing AAA batteries.
Come on, I know you just plug the car in at night.
But the power plant runs on fossil fuel.
Well, what about solar power?
Very good, Joe.
Bicyclists all carry solar power panels.
The cartoon would have to be bigger.
Yeah, the Chinese would be happy to sell us the panels too.
That's not amusing.
The White House with the sign on it.
Property of China.
Another cartoon, I suppose.
I think he's getting the idea.
Public transportation needs power too.
You know, I used to walk a lot.
Running used to be healthy.
And then your feet bothered you.
I know. I'll buy a horse.
Very constructive.
Keep the animal in your garage, huh?
You know I don't have a garage.
Keeping a horse in the city is difficult.
I like horses.
You'll need a special license.
Look, Dobbin eats oats.
Back to nature, it's helpful.
Dobbin will leave plenty of fertilizer.
And I love gardening.
With Dobbin's help,
Not much land left.
you already built a stable.
I'm not worried. Oil companies are finding more oil all the time.
He's changing his tune.
Taking care of a horse can be expensive.
I'm beginning to get the message.
There's no free lunch.
What, gas pumps are made of gold?
Blackout.
Blackout.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. And the weather has been kind of weird lately. We haven't had any hurricanes yet. You guys?
Oh, I thought. Well, we have a tropical storm now, but
Yeah, there
Is it
is.
Gert?
Yeah.
Gert, which means that there had to be A, B, C, D, E, F before
Yeah.
that.
We had a tornado in Oklahoma or something there a while.
Well, they
back.
had one.
We didn't have it. No.
Well, it
Okay.
depends if we're talking as Massachusetts residents or Americans.
Yeah.
Right?
What if they had
as
a-
Americans, we had a tornado.
Yes.
At least we can't blame that on fracking.
Well, that's true. Okay.
I mean, Oklahoma now has more earthquakes than any state in the United States, and it's
And you
entirely
turn
due
on-
to fracking.
When you turn on the water and light it with a match.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the water lights up.
But that's
yeah,
all
well,
right.
that's good.
The Oklahomans won't mention it since won't notice it because they have the worst school system in the United States.
No,
of
that's
America.
true. They won't.
Yeah.
They,
Oh, I thought Louisiana's was
well,
worse.
the
Oh,
Red
no.
Sox are 5.5 games ahead on the first place.
Are they really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I
last
can't-
time I looked, it was like 3.
Now it's 5.5. I read today.
They lost one week this weekend, but then they lost, but they won
Yeah,
2 others,
yeah.
I think.
No,
yeah.
that's
And
not,
they were playing the Yankees, right?
Yeah.
So
And they're going to go back there again, and the Yankees are waiting, I think.
Did you see where the musician Bruno Mars gave $1 million to Flint, Michigan?
really, just recently,
Yeah, this weekend
He,
because of the water to try to help them out.
and they're still having the lead problems
Yeah.
in Flint.
Yeah, yeah.
Well-
Well, it's a little different, but they still have that problem.
And that's something.
Yeah.
It is something. It's something
This
that
kid was
that-
homeless, and he,
This is like 2 years, and they haven't solved that problem yet.
No.
That's what they get for electing a Republican governor. Okay, but Bruno Mars is from Hawaii,
sorta.
sorta.
Well, his father's one parent's Filipino, the other parent's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
But that's where he grew up. And when his parents divorced when he was little, he basically was homeless. Lived on in the forests and stuff and what have you, and under lean-tos and what. And the kid is really I mean, he's
But-
not even 30.
But he doesn't have any historical tie to Flint, Michigan, right?
No.
Okay, so
Right.
it's,
Oh, I thought you meant.
that's out of the goodness of his
Yeah.
heart. Yeah.
That's something.
So
Why does
I like him. Of all that his generation of people, he's
know.
one I like the most.
And when he sings, I could understand him.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's the only one that I can
I
understand the
understand.
words to his song.
Ah.
He does his own mixing and he doesn't bury the vocal
Yeah.
track in the background. Remember when the musicians were to accompany the singer?
Yes.
And now the singer is about 5 tracks back on the mix. Drive you crazy. What did you find, Mike?
the Iranians lawmakers voted to increase funds for its ballistic missiles program and foreign operations? How can this be with all that treaty that we?
Well,
that
the
we-
treaty was over nuclear.
Yeah, well, that's what they're going to make. They're going to make these ballistic missiles.
It
For
doesn't have to be nuclear.
what are they going to use the ballistic missiles for?
You can drop conventional weapons
Yeah,
on,
they
on
could
their
drop.
neighbors.
They
Good
could, yeah.
old-fashioned.
Okay,
You know.
they're going to buy some of those little things that.
1,000-pound high explosives on Tel Aviv. I
Yeah.
mean, doesn't have to have a mushroom cloud.
Well, that's.
But you know why they're probably doing it? Their nose is probably out of joint because all the publicity North Korea is getting.
Yeah.
That's what I was
know.
thought you would. And the Chinese community is celebrating.
You know, it was very interesting.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second. It was very
Celebrating
interesting.
the August. What about that? The August moon. The
Well,
harvest.
it's August and there is a moon and there's going to be an eclipse.
They're having a.
Next
Oh,
Monday.
that's another thing
Yeah.
to bring up. Yeah.
The eclipse is cool.
Yeah.
My sister's going to a friend's farm that's right
Oh,
dead
she's
Tell her to
in
make
the
sure
go
she
there.
gets the correct glasses.
And we know we've
What is it?
done before.
ISO 50.
Well, we do it with the pinhole projection
Oh,
thing.
all right.
You know. Now wait a second. I wanted to say that
We're
Herr
not gonna-
Trump came out the other day and he was, Obama says the greatest threat is global warming, but it's not. I don't agree with that at all. It's nuclear. Nuclear is the greatest threat that there is. And I have the greatest nuclear power in the world, and I want to denuke the world. Right?
Right.
I want Russia and China and Pakistan to give up all their nukes and de-nuke the world.
You,
You notice somebody he didn't mention in that list?
you sound like someone.
Israel.
You sound like someone on the night show, you know, Saturday Night Live.
I'm going to de-nuke the world. I'm sorry, that's not a word.
Oh, okay.
I think somebody should de-louse him,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is a word.
Well, this weekend I will be on Broadway adjacent. So wish me luck.
Broadway adjacent. Is this called off Broadway?
Yes.
Broadway adjacent. It's a new.
Yes.
It's a new location. And how many performances?
4.
Four performances.
Four performances.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or Thursday, Friday, to Saturday, which is
No, Thursday, Friday. No, one each day. Thursday, Friday, 7:30. Friday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then 2 p.m. on Sunday.
a matinee on
Yes.
Sunday.
And then we load up the truck and head back to Boston.
Will anybody have the energy to load up the truck?
You're gonna have to, because they're paying. This guy's paying big bucks. It's the producers.
You gotta
Theater.
do it.
So are you happy with the rehearsals and stuff?
Well, yeah, we had our last rehearsal because it's a one-woman show, and I'm just the stage manager and the co-producer,
Okay.
and the props person.
Which means you're doing most of the work.
But see, you can't tell my director that, because he's directing and he's co-producer and he did the costuming. So,
Okay.
but he didn't do the lights and the sound, and he did some of the set
Are
design.
you excited?
I'm nervous. I'm just nervous about it.
But are you happy with the rehearsals?
Oh yeah, she's. I mean, her father's coming up from Memphis. Her mother came when we did it in Boston,
Yeah.
in Watertown, I should say. Her mother came in from Memphis, but her father's coming up and her uncles, and they don't know the true content of this play, so I have to take them aside and.
Well, you
share.
haven't mentioned her name, so let me ask, how old is this actress?
She's 24.
Wow,
Yeah.
young.
Yeah, she's
Young.
getting ready to go to graduate school in New York, so
Okay, where?
she's going to go to Pace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm glad you didn't tell me it was NYU, but on the other hand, NYU graduate
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
NYU undergraduate theater program is the worst thing on earth.
Here's the thing: I think she can do like 2 years and then switch to them. There's something where she might be able to switch.
Their
into them.
graduate's okay,
Yeah.
but their undergraduate is terrible.
Fentanyl.
Huh?
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl, yes. Now all of a sudden,
Mixed with heroin.
now unfortunately, all our police departments are carrying hazmat suits
Right.
to protect them
That's how
from this thing.
powerful it is.
That's how powerful it is, and yet people are buying it and ingesting it.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
who's
Yes.
making it very cheap?
but I mean, we had over the weekend one place, I forget where it was, and I don't want to guess.
China is making it very cheap.
One city had 4 overdose
Yeah.
deaths
Wow.
in the weekend.
Right.
You mean in Massachusetts or in America?
No, in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, yeah.
One particular city, and I don't want to guess which one it was. I have something I think,
What
but I
about the
could be
police
wrong.
cars with the carbon monoxide?
Oh yeah, that's a real classic.
thing.
It apparently seems to be the aftermarket people who are putting in like the lights and bells
Yeah.
and whistles. All right, sir.
Well,
Would you like to address your keyboard?
well, I'd like to address the keyboard. You think it's time?
Hello.
Well, you have 36 seconds.
Okay.
Address the ball.
gotta
Hello.
eat.
Ball.
That's a little extreme. Reach over there and turn that down. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. We'll see you in our dreams.
And in 2 weeks.
Good night, Irene. Good night, everybody from the Fun Show here at Big TV. We will not be here next Monday.
June 28th.
It's inventory time at the Big Studios. We'll be back the next week, and the next week, I hate to tell children, is Labor Day. In other words, school is coming up
Around
rapidly
the
upon
corner.
you.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mr.
The charter
Simmons.
schools have already
Good
started.